Robert Horovitz, back here from lifelongwell.ca, just here to share some views on coffee. This is video 2 of like the coffee series. I'm not sure exactly how many videos I'm going to do. I think I'll do 4 or 5 of them. Right now I really want to focus on what people are putting in their coffee and whether it's healthy or not. Obviously putting sugar in coffee is not healthy whatsoever, but a lot of people don't realize what actually goes into sugar itself. When they say highly refined processed white sugar, what does that actually mean? Well, you know, most sugar comes from the sugar cane or even beets, right? And imagine what they need to do in order to get that white granulated sugar out of those whole complex, wonderful plants that you see in nature. You ever think about that? They have to use chemicals, guys. Harsh, really harsh chemicals, and heat often, you know, depending on what you're trying to extract from anything. And that goes for the supplement industry as well. You know, when you take a herb like turmeric or ginger or green tea and you find some kind of interesting molecule in there, like a drug, not really a food, but when you take ginger, which has, you know, tens and maybe 100 different compounds in it, and you find one that's interesting to you and you want to rip that out, how do you do it? Well, you do it through chemicals. Coffee, when you have coffee and you have decaffeinated coffee, most of the time when you see decaffeinated coffee, in order to rip that caffeine out of the coffee, they have to use harsh chemical solvents too that you wouldn't want to give to your pet. Never mind drink it on your own, I don't think. You know, usually they use acetone, hexane. When I was studying biology at York University, and many of you, if you've studied biology or if you've ever gone through having labs, right? Even in high school chemistry class, when you're in a lab, often you'll use these chemical solvents, these chemicals to rip out certain molecules and then purify it, and you practice some equations and you see how pure of a product you can get. And the idea is that later on when you graduate and you get a job, let's say for a pharmaceutical company or something like that, you should have a basic level of understanding of what that means to get a pure product. Well, pure doesn't always mean good, guys. Pure sounds amazing and wonderful, but pure really just means purified most of the time. So if you're having decaf coffee, it's been purified, they've ripped the caffeine out. You know, same with sugar too. When you have white refined sugar, how do they get the sugar out of the plant? They're using these highly toxic chemicals to rip that sugar out of the plant and manipulate it in many different ways. I wish I had a chart. My plan was to grab a chart and make this a lot more visual, but I haven't really learned how to edit videos properly yet. So maybe you guys can comment down below and teach me a few things or send me a few links. I'd love to know how to do that, but because I'm really just using iMovie, I'm not investing in any expensive editing equipment, so please let me know how I can share with you guys. But if you guys just look up raw granulated sugar processing on Google, you'll find these incredible elaborate processing steps, and it really makes you think whether you want to use that. Because if you've worked in a lab like I have, I've been in a lab situation, when you're using these chemicals, when you're using acetone, it's like nail polish remover. There's these massive fume hoods, right, where they don't want you to breathe in the stuff. It just sucks out all that vapor. It's not safe. Now, I'm not saying that when you eat sugar, you're eating acetone by and large. You are eating some acetone though. I mean, it's a pretty pure product, so it's mostly sugar, but there's always a little bit of residue left behind, guys. Okay, so acetone, hexane is dry cleaning fluid, which you might find in some supplements actually. Turmerics, they use 1,2-dichloroethane in a lot of them, which is a known carcinogen. Imagine just to rip out one compound from the turmeric. So that's the same with coffee, and that's kind of what I wanted to share with coffee and sugar. The sugar that I'm using, by the way, it's still sugar, it's still sweet, it's still calories. You know, if I have enough of this stuff, it'll turn into fat and it'll just start gaining weight. It's not healthy for you. Your body still needs to process it, right? Your pancreas, you still need to produce insulin and bring it into cells, and it robs your body of energy. But the sugar that I'm using, which I feel comfortable using, which is less processed at least, is certified organic, non-GMO project verified sugar. Okay, so and it's not sugar. Sorry, it's evaporated cane juice. So they take the cane plant, the sugar cane, and they use a chemical-free process to get out the sugar. The plant itself is organic, so technically speaking, if it's certified organic, it shouldn't have any pesticides or herbicides or harsh chemicals used in the growing of the plant. And beets A lot of beets these days, red beets, are genetically modified, so by having the non-GMO project verified seal on the product, it shows that the ones in this product anyway, is GMO free. I'm going to do a video later on about certified organic and non-GMO and how to tell and what the difference is and all that. We'll do that later on, but right now I'm just trying to keep it real with my cup of joe here. Okay, so I'll see you all in the next video. Interested in checking out supplements at lifelongwell.ca. Just for signing up, you'll see this little reward button at the bottom of the screen at lifelongwell.ca. You sign up for a free account, you get 200 points, which is a value of $5 off any product you want if you want to start testing things out. See you in the next video.